My name is Louis Veres, and for ISM, I chose to study finance. So I'm a first-year student. I'm a senior. I chose finance kind of because my father's background and participation in the financial field and business, and also he kind of has my dream job of being a franchisee. So that's something I aspire to do and kind of mimic as my journey goes on. So to begin my project, I kind of put a picture of someone who should be familiar to you guys. Does anybody know who this is? Papa John's. So you guys are probably wondering, why does that tie into finance? Well, to first know that, you kind of have to understand what finance is. And finance is a study of how money is managed in the actual process of acquiring that money. And how it ties into advertisements is that financial teams usually determine how much money marketing or advertisement actually gets. So they're working collaboratively with every section of every part of every company, basically trying to increase efficiency and boost sales. Initially, I didn't really know what I wanted to do for ISM, so I was kind of stuck between marketing and finance. But I quickly understood that marketing was kind of more creative and involved a lot more original thinking, and I liked the kind of structure that finance had with it. I like the mathematics that were also tied with it. And finance doesn't really have a cap or a limit that you have to go to, basically. You have to be in a company to go into marketing. For finance, you can go into investment banking, you can be a financial planner, you can do something with no limits. So that kind of ties into my quote, one finds limits by pushing them. I like the financial structure that you determine your own wealth and you don't have to work in a company to be successful. Like I said, my father had a big influence in my financial decision. He worked in consulting for KPMG and Bearing Point, and then we moved to California because he got the opportunity to work at 7-Eleven and work basically overlooking a couple stores over there. And then he finally got the opportunity here in Texas to franchise Pizza Hut stores. So I had 8 mentor interviews, and I just kind of wanted to put up the 3 most important and most significant ones that I had. So my first one was with Ted Snow, and he's a financial planner, and he owns his own financial planning firm called Snow Financial Planning. And what he does is he basically manages money for families, business owners, retired people, and kind of negotiates how they're going to distribute their money along their lifetime, how they're going to save money, and how they're going to use it correctly so they have enough for retirement. And then one of my favorite interviews that I did was with John Eckert, and he's a customer strategist manager for Pizza Hut, and he basically leads a team to manage the development, loyalty, and customer service programs that Pizza Hut offers. He oversees a bunch of programs, and it was very cool learning about the internal aspects of Pizza Hut, how the revenue works, kind of the goals and forward thinking that Pizza Hut has as a brand. And then this is my mentor, Ryan Snell. He's a director of finance at Pizza Hut as well, and he's a team leader responsible for Pizza Hut's profit and loss team. So he's working collaboratively with marketing, advertisement, and the finance departments, kind of seeing what are areas of growth and areas of opportunities that Pizza Hut has, and kind of see what has worked in the past to implement it in the future. So with that, my original work is actually an investor presentation. So this is something that you would basically display to someone that was looking to invest in Pizza Hut stores. So I'm basically going to sell Pizza Hut to you guys today. So a little bit of the history of Pizza Hut. It was created by college students in a garage, and their first idea was kind of just owning a Pizza Hut parlor. So they borrowed a couple $100 from their parents, and they just started with a few equipments, a small little building, and the first year it started franchising to Nebraska and Topeka, Nebraska, and more than 50 years later, Pizza Hut is now the #1 Pizza Hut brand in the country. Kind of about Pizza Hut as a brand, they recently innovated their website, kind of upgrading the feel and the look of the website. I don't know if you guys have seen the commercials recently, but they've really been trying to push the digital side, the online purchasing of their products, and that's because they do get they've done a study to see that customers that do order online tend to be repeat customers more often than people that just call or drive up. It's more convenient for the consumers. And as you can see, you can also easily see the deals, the whole menu. And if you create an account, you can basically save your favorited orders. And it's very easy, and it's very convenient for the customer. So they're trying to push a lot of advertisement money towards this new website that they've created. And then this is kind of what I'm going to talk about throughout the original work. First, I'm going to talk about the domestic business, which is national. Kind of talk about why it's a popular brand, how it became a popular brand. It's primarily franchised owned, so corporate owns about 30% of the stores, while franchisees own about 70%. And that basically means that they get a lot of their information from franchisees. They don't necessarily have the magnitude of stores that they once did, so they usually compared their metrics to other people that have their own businesses. And then I'm going to talk about the leveraging technology, how they're trying to innovate, trying to stay on top of the market and in digital marketing. And then I'm going to talk about becoming a franchisee, kind of the requirements that you need, necessary qualities and aspects that that are necessary to be successful, and benefits that come along with it. Whoops. All right, so a little bit about Pizza Hut. There's over 14,000 units worldwide. Domestically, there's 6,300 stores, or more than 6,300 stores. Those are actual stores that you can sit in or carry out or order from delivery and go to the store and actually pick it up. Then they have over 1,000 express stores, which would be located in your Targets, your Costco's, basically supermarkets that have Pizza Huts implemented in. And then internationally, they have over 5,600 stores, and then 85% of those seem to be franchise owned. I kind of talked about this earlier, but the renovated website and Outlook, along with their website, they've introduced a new menu, and it's one of the biggest brand updates in history. With competition increasing, Pizza Hut is trying to innovate, so they've implemented 5 new ingredients and over 100,000 new ways to create a pizza. And that's just in hopes to kind of compete with Domino's and Papa John's that are advertising rigorously on their new products and try to keep up as number one in the Pizza Hut industry. This is kind of just a graph showing the average sales. As you can see, it's kind of increasing year to year, but there still are areas of growth. 2014 is not up there, but it reigned around, I think it was 875 sales per unit, or $1,000 in sales for that year. So that's one of the areas that they seem to be focused a lot on, just in kind of grabbing customers from different companies and not necessarily trying to attract customers that don't know Pizza Hut. They're trying to steal consumers from Domino's and Papa John's instead of trying to attract to new people that have never heard about Pizza Hut. This is kind of the American Customer Satisfaction Index over years. And you can see that it's been increasing, but it's still, and this is out of 100, so there's still a lot of room for improvement. And this is just kind of the surveys that they recommend that you do after you order Pizza Hut. And you can see that about 82% last year were satisfied with their meals and would recommend it to another friend or another Pizza Hut eater. So that's kind of an area of growth that they've been trying to target. Trying to get repeat customers is an important aspect of being dominant in the industry. Another important program that they've done is a Book It program, which motivates children to read. So for every, I think it's 10 books that they read per month, they kind of get a card, and this is for elementary school. Their teacher will give them a card, basically giving them a free personal pan pizza, and this kind of encourages students to hopefully read, or if not, become good liars to get that free pizza. And then they've created a partnership with Microsoft, so it's more convenient for gamers to order Pizza Hut online. All you have to do is have a video game system, and you should be able to download this app on the system for free, where you can order your pizza, put in your address, and it's very convenient for people that are lazy or just kind of busy playing their games and want some food. Another partnership that they've done is with Visa, and it's their Visa checkout with Pizza Hut. And basically, you just swipe the card onto your phone. It's like a little device that you can get, or an app that you can download for free. And you just swipe your card on your phone or scan your card, and it'll save your information for any future orders. So it's very convenient if you want to do repeat orders, and it's very it's very helpful for Pizza Hut to try to retain those customers that seem to be switchers from Domino's and Papa John's. This kind of gives them a reason to stick with just Pizza Hut. Technology shift. Like I said earlier, a lot of focus has been on online and digital advertisement. And that's because 40% of all orders are made digitally, either through phone, mobile, desktop, or video game systems. And it's also very convenient for the consumers as opposed to driving up to the store every day or calling someone to deliver and waiting. You can manually see the products, you can see pictures of it, so it's very easy and appealing to the customers to order digitally. Market share. Pizza Hut is the leader in the pizza industry, followed by Domino's and Papa John's. Pizza Hut owns about 15% of market share, and Domino's owns about 10, and Papa John's owns about 9 or 10. And as you can see, the pizza industry is very spread out. It's hyperinflated. It's not one company that's absolutely dominating, as opposed to like the technology industry where Apple and Microsoft are kind of on top by themselves. Pizza Hut's very diverse, and there's a lot of different niche products or niche companies that have come out recently, like Pie 5 and Papa Murphy's, that really target to that one consumer. So that's taking a lot of the customers from Pizza Hut, Domino's, and Papa John's, the big national industries. So they're trying to develop new ways to kind of compete with those new companies that are coming out. So this is kind of what's required for becoming a franchisee. For startup costs, it can range. These are the two extremes, but for the cheapest carry-out, no dine-in and delivery Pizza Hut, it's going to be around $300,000 per store. And then for those very expensive dine-in in a premium location, it's going to be around $2 million for you to purchase a location. And then a franchise fee, that's just one initial fee that you're going to have to pay the company to become a franchise, which is $25,000. And then there's an ongoing royalty fee of 6%, which is actually relatively low compared to other franchise companies. And there's also a 20-year agreement that you have to sign. And there's also a requirement financially. You have to be worth around $700,000, and then you have to have at least $350,000 of liquid cash available. In-house versus third-party. This is one of the very appealing aspects of owning a Pizza Hut store. It's that the franchisee is not required to do any of the inventory, equipment, accounts receivable, or payroll. Pizza Hut actually pays a third party to do that for them. So they get basically a list of the inventory that they have to purchase every month, and then they just delegate work to their managers to purchase that inventory and to check the payroll every month. So it's very convenient for franchisees, and it tends to make them a little bit more focused on increasing sales instead of being hassled by startup costs or the franchise fee. It's kind of automatically deducted. So it's very convenient for them. Successful franchisees, success doesn't solely revolve around money. So someone with $10 million isn't necessarily going to be successful. They have to kind of know about the Pizza Hut industry. They kind of need to know about the pizza industry, how the competitors are doing, and what increases or decreases sales. So it's recommended that you actually work at the corporate office before you purchase a franchise. So you kind of get to know the forward message that Pizza Hut is trying to implement in their employees and kind of what the end goal is. And prior business knowledge is kind of required, preferably in finance and economics. Finance is more structured, so it's more real-world application from college experience. Then economics is more theoretical, and if you understand the theoretical, you should be able to implement it into real-world experiences. You need to also be resilient. You can't let failure hold you back. So if sales aren't doing well in a period, or if they aren't doing well in a full year, you can't really let that hold you down. You kind of have to be resilient and understand that there's some experiences that are going to negatively or positively influence your sales. You have to actually, this is an important thing that my dad kind of taught me, is you have to keep contact with other franchisees and see what they're doing correctly and see what they're doing negatively, and use that into your own stores and kind of implement and see if that same knowledge that they gave you works for your stores. And Pizza Hut is very good at making quarterly meetings regarding updates. They recently had one basically detailing the aspects of the new website that they've created. So it's recommended that franchisees attend the meetings, kind of learn about the new things that Pizza Hut is doing, and learn more information. And that's my original work project. And with that, I have a basically a financial analysis of last year's sales. I think I have it pulled up. Yeah. And this is just basically with the help of my mentor. We kind of went over the financial plan or the financial data that was acquired from last year. We kind of tweaked it a little bit so it's not confidential information. But this is something that you would present to a franchisee that is desired to purchase a store, just kind of so they can understand how last year's sales did, what the margins are, and what the potential profits are for the year. And that's my project.